Hey everyone, EddieMan here, and welcome back to Spaghetti Factorio featuring Angels, Ores, Bobs. Episode number 3. In the previous episode, we went ahead and we were working on getting our smelting columns up and running. As here, we continue that endeavor and just going to check all our resources here, make sure everything is working properly, going smoothly, and we no longer need this coal over here by the sapphire, so we're going to go ahead and take that out. I'm going to also fix the coal here and bring it back to where it needs to for the smelting. Okay. Yeah, like I said in the previous episode, we went and I'm sorry guys, here I'm looking at my notes. We were just taking things really one step at a time. There's a lot in store for us in this series, so I'm gonna try to stick to my guns and know my roots of the game. So if a lot of this looks familiar and you're probably yelling at me, that's not gonna work, well, let me make the mistakes and figure it out. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and extend some of these smelting arrays here, and also we're gonna go finally get copper online as well. This episode I'm going to well, it looks like I'm going to start a bus. I think I'm going to start an iron and copper bus, strictly for iron and copper. I know those are still resources that are much needed in Angels and Bobs. So if I can get somewhat of a bus going for those two items, I think we'll be in good shape. Okay. Let's see here. The science. I noticed that science wasn't going, so I think we'll go ahead and take a look at back over by science. I have to get the red science packs automated, so I do work on that in a little bit. Here I decided to change some things on the mini map. We're gonna assign this area of the smelting column as the iron smelting. Just looking for the iron icon there. And then once I found the iron icon, I was able to find the copper one. Oh, I misspelled copper there. I missed the P. Okay. I'll have to go back and make sure I fix that. Okay, here we go. Iron and copper bus, question mark. Starting from the north and heading my way down south. Looks like a good plan. Unfortunately, we have all these trees in the way. And given that they're a strategic resource, really, for circuits, we're gonna have to chop them all down. And I'll do some of it off camera as well, so I'm not boring you guys too much. All right, and just place some lights here and get the splitter for the coal, so I can get the rest of this coal back to where it's supposed to be. And we're finally going to get copper online here. Just a couple of tweaks here. And I noticed that the crushed stone has made it past the assemblers. So we're going to have to clean that belt up. Not playing this hour through, I wasn't really, at the end, I wasn't really excited about this layout. I know it ends up being you crush the ore, then you sort the ore, then you go to smelt it. So I don't know if I'm gonna have to design a better layout, or we'll just keep tweaking this until we figure out our what we need the initial, the final layout to be of the base. Plus, this is Spaghetti Factorio, so it's gonna be a mess no matter what we do. And I knew that going into the series. So, all right. So we got the first copper column online. We're gonna go ahead and grab the second one here. and I made it so we can extend it out later on in the future. Okay. So what do you guys think of the series so far? I think it's exciting to make. It's also kind of a pain, but I'm not gonna be complaining about that, because the excitement of it and getting this, throwing these videos up on YouTube is very exciting, and the content that you guys enjoy is definitely this. I know 9.16 is out. Here I go looking for the how to turn the tick off on the handcrafting. It's starting to drive me nuts. Not sure. Even now, after recording this hour and now doing the voiceover, I still have not had a chance to look at it and figure out how to turn it off. Anyway, the I know 9.16 is out. I'm just waiting for Angels to update his mods for this series at least, and I've already gone ahead and recorded and uploaded my regular series and the intro to 9.16. I've not done Death World or the Great Wall of Nauviis. Unfortunately, I won't be able to get to those series until after I come back from holiday break. And by then, it'll be almost a month that 9. Well, no, it'll be like 2-3 weeks that 9.16 will be out. Currently at time of recording, 9.7 or 9.16.7 was just released yesterday. So stay tuned for that. Eventually, I will bring this series into 9.16, and we will continue where we left off. I know Bob's and Angels both said that they've been tweaking their mods, but that's self-explanatory because of all the tweaks of the game now with the changes and everything. So stay tuned for that. So I went ahead and I finally got the red science going, I believe. Yeah, I was trying to craft some more stone furnaces, and I didn't have any stone on me, so I had to grab some crushed stone. I was looking at the next science, and I decided to just go with bullet shooting speed, even though I don't have any turrets up yet. But eventually, the biters will be making their selves aware that they're there, so we'll have to make sure we gear up for that. So I already did military, so that was good that I did that. I can craft my machine gun now. I'll have to do that beginning of next episode. So yeah, I was looking at the circuit board, so we're gonna need all this wood here, and eventually we're gonna have to set up wood plank production for all our circuits that we're gonna need to make. Here we go. So I do have a 4-belt system in the middle of the smelting arrays here. So I'm just going to measure out where we could start our iron and copper bus. Iron coming from the left and copper coming from the right. It's going to meet here in the middle. Okay. I like that idea. It should give us plenty of copper and iron. Eventually, I'm going to have to do a sorting system where I can get iron ore and copper ore. And then at that point, we'll figure out properly how to get all that going. And by then, hopefully, I'll have the warehouses. So, get those warehouses up and running as well. But later, I soon find out that I'm going to have to beeline to filter inserters. You'll see in a little bit why that is. Well, you probably know by now. Those are experts in Angels and Bob's ores in mods. As I'm doing this, I'm learning as I'm going. So if I make mistakes and don't realize it at first, that's the reason why. So here I'm looking at the ore sorting, and I decide to make one. So I believe I'm going to go ahead and play around with that. First off, it's pretty big. So yeah, here for sapphire sorting, I get from the crushed sapphire, I get the iron ore and the copper ore and slag. Now that's new to me. I don't know what slag is. I'll have to figure out what you use slag for. But I'm assuming I'm going to be stocking that up. I'm going to have to figure out how to get that going as well too. So right, well, this stairtite is not holding up, so I think I'm going to go ahead and extend that in just a moment here. Oh no, I decided to make more ore crushers because I think I'm going to go and extend. Yeah, I do extend the copper production here. Okay. I'm going to condense it down a little bit as well too. Save some space. What I should have done is that first line there of miners, I should have had them go directly into the ore crushers, so we can use up that stairtite on the ground there. That's not a bad idea. Maybe I'll implement that in the next episode. Okay, so I have one ore crusher that's not getting any ores, so I decided to make another column here. Considering it seems like we're using more stairtite than we are sapphire. So we're just gonna connect this up and give it a recipe, and there we go. Okay, we'll just place some lights so we can see better. Okay. So I'm going to decide to call this episode Red Science Automation. I was trying to figure out like a sorting name or a crushing name, but since we did get the Red Science automated somewhat, just going to go ahead and name it that. Actually, in this part of the recording, I don't think I set the automation up yet. So got some of my notes mixed up there. Apologize about that. Yeah, bullet damage meant military was done, and then I was playing around with the sorting machine. Okay, so the next thing I do here is I noticed that the science wasn't moving, so I go check it out again. Alright, I decided to put some raw stone in a box as I'm chopping more trees down. Oh, my iron axe ran out. Here we go. I'm going to go check science there. Okay, yeah. So I have not actually set up automation yet. So, but I do here at this point, because I had plenty of iron and plenty of copper on me. So it only made sense for me to do that instead of standing here and handcrafting all these science packs. Okay, so we need one assembly machine for the red science packs and another assembly machine for the iron gears. Okay, we also need a box that has copper in it and a box that has the iron gears in it as well. Just a basic system here. It works. Okay. So there you go. We have the red science packs automated. It didn't leave myself any room to expand that, so we'll have to get a proper array up in a short while. As I head back, I'm gonna chop some more trees on the balmonium there. Is that balm? Yeah, that's balmonium. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and start bringing some iron down to the bus here. So we're gonna have 4 iron and 4 copper. Should be more than plenty. Okay. And then here we go. The sapphire is moving too fast, and the stone ore has built up too much. So I'm getting crushed stone through the array here. So this setup is not working. We're gonna have to change it. So just a little bit here. This is when I noticed that the proper setup is crush, sorting, and smelting. So we have to get a sorting system going on here. Yep, here we go. So I'm going to start working on this now. The crush to sorting to smelting. Now, going to smelting, we're going to have to take out the sapphire crushed ores and throw them into a sorting machine to sort out the slag, the iron ore, and the copper ore. I think it's 2 iron to 1 copper ore to 1 slag. Let's see here. One slag. Oh, it's 3 iron and 1 copper. Okay. Okay, no, I don't have the other ores turned on yet. I've not researched them yet. So, okay, so we take down the crushing, the old crushing, and I'm going to go ahead and move that up here and set up some more crushing a little away from the sapphire mining so we can add some sorting into the mix here. And we gotta take this all down. I needed some more belts, so I was trying to figure out where to put this sorting machine. I'm going to go ahead and make a second one. Okay. Yeah, so here it is. It's 2 ores, one copper ore, and 1 slag for the the sorting of the crushed sapphire. So I'm going to set up the start of the sorting system here, and this is where I'm going to need the filter inserters, because the inserters are going to throw both ores to the onto the belt. So we're gonna have to set up a whole dedicated section for crushing, dedicated section for sorting, and so forth. Sorry about that little menu there. Hit the wrong key. So yeah, this is why I was talking about the filter inserters. I believe it's electronics I have to unlock. Yeah. So That's what I'm saying. I have to beeline to this, the filter inserters, and research electronics next time. And I was looking for it, and it was right there. Yeah, I was looking all over for it, and I didn't realize it was sitting right there in my face. Basic electronics. There it is. So after bullet damage is done, we'll go ahead and research that next. But unfortunately, that's all the time I have for today. So I want to thank you guys so much for joining me in this episode of Spaghetti Factorio. And like always, I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.